Give me a break. Give me a break.
Hello.
Kit Kat bar.
Why are we starting off with you singing?
Because you started the whatever. Hi guys.
Hey, welcome to the Unofficial Expert Podcast with Sydney
And Marie.
Ah, yes.
Super excited to be here for this episode.
Can you give me a break, Marie?
No.
Give me a piece of that Kit Kat bar.
Ew, no, I don't even know you like that.
But it's Thursday. Well, actually,
Whatever day it is.
whatever
Friday.
day it is.
Monday. Saturday. Whatever day you listen to this.
Listeners, this is pre-recorded, just so you know. And it's Thursday today.
Thank you so much. Happy Thursday, TBT. Thank God it's Friday. Whatever. I don't care about the dates.
Sorry.
Sydney, how the hell are you doing?
I am doing fantastic. Went to the gym today. I worked on my shoulders. I worked on my butt. So, I feel like 2018 is going to be super popping.
As in your butt. Your butt is big now.
Yo, it is. I'm getting so many compliments that I'm like, yo, I haven't even really got to the level that I'm waiting on. Like I'm pushing to. So, wait till it happens, Marie.
I don't want it to happen
no
for you.
longer.
Low-key, Sydney, I don't even want it to happen
Marie,
for you.
But when I get it, it's like we both got ass.
No, it's not.
I'm telling you, Marie.
You got ass, and I'm just like,
no.
wimpy.
It's our butt.
It's like, Sydney, who's your friend? Is that your boyfriend? And it's like, no, that's Marie.
Marie, you have abs, and I always say it's our abs.
Yeah, but your butt is your butt.
No, listen, any fruits that I get from this is our fruits.
Listen, sis, I had on a pair of baggy leggings earlier, and I was like, why are they so loose?
Yo, we will when I get butt, you will no longer be walking. We will be taking cars everywhere. It'll be like 3 years ago. Remember 3 years ago?
Yeah, when you were rich?
Oh, man. We would take cabs just 10 blocks.
Sydney was my richest friend for 3 months.
Oh, you would always hop in, and you're like, I don't even have to give her $5.
Like, Sydney, we're just going right up the street. And then I'd be like, wow, I'll go in with you. Do you have the aux cord?
Mm-hmm. So what's going on? How about you? How you doing?
I'm doing really well. I went to the gym and also did legs. I feel like I need the bottom to match the top, right?
Yep.
So I was in the gym just working on my legs and watching a bunch of men just do arms. So all the leg machines are always available.
What is, I've noticed this more, that men are literally not working on their legs. It'll be all upper body. Their neck will be more swollen than they fucking calves. And it's so frustrating because I'm like, baby, you can work on legs. Don't be afraid.
They be in there with them Johnny Bravo bodies.
It's just so in. It's like
upside down Dorito bodies.
I'm like, come on, boo.
Yeah.
Derek, come on. Do better.
Derek, do better.
Do better.
Sydney, what were you an expert in this week?
Waist trainers.
I'm sorry.
Waist trainers. I talk a lot of shit about them, but my friend Jennifer had one on her at work randomly. She works at Petco, and she just had it.
You just at Petco in a waist trainer?
Yes, boo. She's like, this is for after work. You got to have that after work body.
Hey, Jen.
Yes. So she had one, and she was like, you want to try it? And I was like, no.
She had it on all day at work, so she sweat in it, and people spit on it,
no,
and dogs drilled on it. And then you put it on?
There was no dogs. There was no dogs. She had it in her bag. She didn't even have it on.
Okay.
But she was like, yeah, I have one. And she's like, I got it from it's like the Colombian store in Queens. So I was like, let me see this. And it was real cute. I was like, ooh, maybe I should try this. She's like, well, it's an extra small. I was like, bitch, what you trying to say? I am an extra small.
Yeah, you're smaller than she is.
She's like, yeah, but this is a waist trainer extra small. So I tried on. Listen, she was like putting her leg on my chest so I can zip it up. It was so hard to put on. But when I tell you I zipped it all the way to the top, I said,
yeah, but things are dangerous. They shift your organs around.
I don't care. I don't need my esophagus. I don't need my intestines. I don't need any of that shit.
You just gonna you gonna eat. There's gonna be a hole in your body, and then the food just gonna come out your butt.
Y'all, when I tell you my waist was non-existent, no, the ass looked even fatter. I was like, ooh, I need to buy one of these.
No.
She said it was $40. I was like, ooh, that's a lot.
$40, but how much the medical cost gonna be when you're John queued up in the hospital?
Yo,
just make a Wish Foundation.
Will you push me in the wheelchair?
Probably won't. Probably won't.
S&M.
I'm gonna get a friend with legs. I'm gonna be like, yeah, I'm sorry, Sydney died.
Yo, I just saw
Sydney in a chair.
Yo, they're gonna have to feed me just only with liquids. You gonna give me my little sippy cup?
Listen, I blend a little smoothie for you like a couple times, but like after like the fourth one, you got to start paying.
Blame that burger for me, sis. Yeah, so I tried on a waist trainer. I was like, damn, I might just buy one. Because her waist is, I'll show you a picture of her and you're like, wow, her body is sick. And that's how, it looked like she took out about 4-5 ribs.
That Janet Jackson.
Yeah.
That Janet
But it's literally just waist training and just, that's how she's naturally built.
That's just rude. If you're naturally built like an hourglass, you don't need to waist train nothing. Okay?
Yeah, but
Just let the skinny people be skinny and let the people with big butts have big butts. Don't be trying to like combine things.
But it's crazy because her body is so sick. I'm like, why are you in here, girl? We need to get you out and about making coins.
You're trying to be a pimp? Is that what your
I'm actually
expertise
trying to pimp my friend right now. I'm like, we got to get you out of here and you need to be on these streets.
You are, listen.
What about you, Marie? What were you an expert in?
I was an expert at killing it at meetings and being on time to auditions. Can we talk about this?
Yes.
So I had an audition recently, and I was like, I'm super excited about this. I'll make some money. I'm super stoked. And I didn't say stoked because I'm a black woman and I don't talk that like that. And so I asked them what the address was, and they were like, One World Trade. And I was like, One World Trade? What does sound familiar to me? World Trade Center, right? Where the Twin Towers used to be, and now it's like this giant, it's the Freedom Tower, the biggest, tallest building on the East Coast, I think, or something like that. Anyway, I almost didn't go to the audition because I was like, no, I don't want to go to the building where all
Marie,
the
don't
people-
be rude.
I'm being serious. It's like I don't believe in ghosts or anything like that, but I feel I didn't feel right going to that site, right? Like that's scary to me.
Is
You
it?
wouldn't be scared to
No.
go into the Freedom Tower?
Absolutely. I've never been, but I'm not afraid.
I'm not afraid. I was afraid. So I get the email. I'm like, well, what floor? Maybe it's on a low floor. Maybe it'll be on like the 5th floor. So I messaged them and they're like, it's on the 82nd floor. I was like, yeah, I don't think I could make this audition.
Ooh. 86.
82.
Like 82.
I had to take
What?
2 elevators. So I had to take one elevator to the 64th floor, then walk to another elevator and take it the rest of the way up. So halfway up you go and you're looking, you can see all of New Jersey. I feel like I could see like Pennsylvania. I think I might have seen a little bit of Texas. Like that's how high up I was. I could see everything. And then my ears were popping on the elevator, and my ears never pop. Like I fly, they be regular, like just popping. And I was like, what is this feeling? I felt like my head was going to explode. My whole body was like, it was like fight or flight. Like my body was like, no, we can't be here. You gotta go with your gut, dude. Did you see that movie, Remember Me?
No. What was it on?
Somebody listening to this podcast right now has seen that
No,
movie.
listeners, have you ever heard of Remember Me?
Robert Pattinson was in it.
I'm sorry, that movie sounds like it went straight. They only play it on the airplane.
Listen.
That's Remember Me.
No, that's not a movie you want to watch on an airplane because that's how crazy the movie is.
That's how crazy it is, sis. But look at your life. You taking 2 elevators to get somewhere. Like people dream of being able to take 2 elevators. People dream to be on the 82nd floor. You listen.
You should do motivational.
You are
speeches.
not. Listen. You better be appreciative and blessed.
Listen, I went all the way up there, and then I did the little audition. But when I walked in, there was another black girl with natural hair, and I was like, "Oh, so it's gonna be me or her? They're not gonna take both. They're not taking both of us." I was like, "It's gonna be me."
You never know.
No, I know it's gonna be me or it's gonna be her. And I was up there in my little leather skirt, living my best life, and she had on like sweatpants, and I was like, "They gonna give it to her."
No.
She had on like a Notre Dame t-shirt,
Shut up.
like a University of Kentucky hoodie. I was like, "They gonna give it to her."
She probably lived around the corner.
She didn't have no makeup on. She had like a purple lipstick. I was like, that's what we're doing.
She didn't have no makeup on?
Yeah.
And you came done because we had a meeting
Yes, we did.
before that. So we were like, yo, we going to come and look.
I had a cat eye.
Yo, we were straight dressed to the nines for the fucking meeting. We're like, ain't nobody going to tell us nothing.
Listen, I had a bodysuit on. I was sucking in the whole time I was on camera.
Girl.
And she was just real loose, just living her best, comfortable Kentucky life. I was like, they're going to give it to this girl.
No.
She's more like
came with the leather skirt.
She's down to earth black. Yeah, but I'm like, I was giving Gabrielle Union like super like in love with myself. Black.
And that's what they want on TV right now. So
No. They want the black girl to be the sidekick to the main white chick, and I'm not nobody's sidekick. I came in with a red lip, just like, I'm the main, I'm the lead. And they were like, actually,
Marie, you better stop putting out that negative energy because we need money. So
We do need money, so just take some ribs out with that waist trainer, suck a dick, and get us some money.
wow. Speaking of sucking a dick, this next guest is quite fine. He's so fine. He's got a light brown eye.
That's good.
Just one. He's got one eye. It's not. He doesn't have both.
I think the other one's green.
Ooh, ladies, do you like a little, two different color type eye brother? He's one of them. But anyway, this guest, man, he is producing so much out there. He's got a web series called Can't Stop, Won't Stop. Marie has been in it. I have been in it. All of our friends that's been on this podcast have been in it.
I was his girlfriend, and then I left him for you in the podcast.
Yes, look at him. He's dreaming. That was in his dreams. So he was able to put it on, camera.
Oh my God, we were supposed to kiss.
Yeah,
we couldn't.
We were like,
even-
nah, I would never. This next guest, this next guest tried to have us kiss on camera. That's how nasty he is.
He's our mama's boy expert.
He is our mama's boy expert.
Very funny, the very hilarious Mike
Brown.
Oh, thank you for having me and throw me under the bus trying to make me sound like some pervy worthy.
No. Watch people listen. Watch them watch your
gonna
shit
watch it,
now
yeah.
because we said, oh, we were supposed to kiss in it. So they're like,
Y'all did. Y'all can watch it online.
they were like, we want to see that. So they're going to watch all the episodes.
Yeah.
There's 2 seasons.
There's 2 seasons.
So they're going to
2
watch
seasons.
1 and 2.
That's right.
And they're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
This is real cute.
This is cute. This is good.
What was my name? Tamika? Look at Tamika.
I think it was Tamika. Yeah.
And you do look like a
moving
Tamika,
on. Thank you
actually. I was like, that's a perfect name for Marie.
Shut up.
Marie Tamika Marie. I see
Tamika
it.
Marie.
That sounds like the girl who was on the rock for a little bit.
She was on the ride.
Tiana Marie.
Tiana Marie.
Yeah. I was like, what?
Yeah. Sorry, I got my
Does she have a
hip-hop
song? Do we remember any of Tiana Marie's songs? No, we don't.
Make a girl feel. No, I'm sorry.
Oh, I do. And she's now. But wait, can we talk about how she's on Love and Hip Hop just looking terrible?
A mess.
Oh, she looks bad?
No, she looks good, but she's a mess.
She's a mess,
She's
yeah.
supposed to be the alcoholic on the show. And I'm like, ooh, we don't do this. Like, if we not this messy, come on.
I don't
But
think
the
that she
fact that
knew.
but the fact that she had one song in 2004 and is now on Love and Hip Hop getting that Mona Scott check is a come up for her.
Well, Love and Hip Hop LA is kind of like dancing for the stars for these people. It's like the last.
Right, because wasn't Ray J on that show?
Yeah, it's like your very last before nobody knows who you are again.
Well, who else is on the show in LA? Exactly.
Fizz from B2K.
Lil Fizz.
Lil Fizz is on it.
Lil Fizz is on there.
Ray J.
Wasn't
Mike-
Omari on there too?
Omarion. What's that guy named that dated Nicki Minaj?
Oh, Safari.
Safari is on that shit.
Safari, Brooklyn.
It's so bad. It's just like you're like, how did these people get a show? But Mona Scott, she's able to,
She be letting
make
black people-
storylines for terrible
she
people.
Puts it together. She puts it
Okay,
together.
Sydney, thank you so much. Speaking
Okay,
of terrible
sorry.
people, our guest today is not a terrible person. He's freaking great. Mike, let's talk about you
Hey, what's up?
and who you are. So how tall are you first?
6'3".
6'3".
You hear that, ladies?
All our
6'3".
male guests are so damn tall.
Oh man.
We don't want short dudes. We don't have time for that.
Not for the unofficial expert.
No, we don't.
We do need a short male
Shout out
expert,
to Langston Kerman. We love you, Langsty.
our light skin expert.
With your short ass.
Oh,
Langston, man.
Langston.
You better get it, like Skin King. You better get what you can get as you can.
can. So, Mike, where are you from?
I'm from New York, man. I'm from Harlem and Queens.
You're from Harlem and Queens?
Yeah, well, I was raised in Queens, and then I went to Harlem for like high school on. So I always just say Harlem. But,
Oh, so you've been through it. Harlem,
Yeah.
going to
For high
school in
school?
Harlem?
yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah, kids
like
would get
you.
jumped into the gangs.
Oh,
and shit.
fuck.
Like, yeah.
They be waiting
People were
outside
getting-
for you.
Yeah.
People were getting jumped into the gangs. So,
Yeah.
what's like the scariest thing that ever happened to you when you were in high school?
To me, I didn't really have scared. Like,
Because have you always been tall?
yeah, I've always been tall. Have you always been? Yeah.
I mean, some people hit
I mean,
their
think about-
growth
yeah.
spurt late.
Oh no, the whole time. But it was just like
The whole
The
time.
whole time.
Just
I
a
just came out
long
the
baby.
womb. Came out the womb 6'3". I just stayed the size.
They're
I
like,
just
your
stayed the
baby is
size, man.
6'3",
Oh, my God.
You was
9 pounds.
Yeah.
8
You were as long as the umbilical cord,
You
huh?
goddamn right I was. You
Right?
goddamn right I was. I
I
put
see
myself
it.
out. Fuck it.
myself. He walked out. He's
Thanks, Mom. Been ready.
He was like, ain't no hose in there.
Where the hoes at?
Because my mother is not a hoe.
Oh my God. It was. I'm trying to think like nothing crazy like happened to me specifically, but like I'd be around it. Like I remember one time this dude tried to rob me after school. And I have no money, and he came up to me and he was like, "Yo, give me your money." And I'm just like so weird. I was like, "Hey," I would really love to, but I just don't have any money on me right now. Currently, I'm in.
Wait, and he went to your school?
No, he didn't go to my school.
He didn't go to. It was somebody outside robbing high schoolers.
Yeah, that's how it was.
That sounds like Harlem.
Who the fuck raised you?
I know he was on 148th, and it's just
Oh,
coming
you
out.
were really in Harlem.
Yeah, I was right by the PGs, Frederick Douglass Academy.
No.
Yeah.
Well, Frederick Douglass Academy or Martin Luther King anything or Malcolm X.
It's all bad.
It's
Any
going to
black
be
hero.
super hood.
Oh, it's the
and scary.
opposite of what the
Yeah.
person
Right.
who's
Exactly.
supposed to be
Right.
the
Exactly.
high school is about.
Very
Booker T.
much so.
Washington.
On Adam Clayton Powell Jr. Boulevard. It
One
was
of the
just all-
worst.
Adam Clayton Powell Boulevard.
That's right.
I've seen a couple gangbangs on that avenue,
Oh, yeah.
so yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure Adam Clayton would be proud.
We did it. At least we became a community.
Okay.
So you went to school in Harlem.
Yeah.
Your parents are
Divorced. My parents are divorced. My mom is I'll say like regular flavor black, and my dad is Jamaican from Jamaica.
So what did your mom?
Simply black.
Simply black.
Simply
I
black.
like that. That's like the lemonade.
Yeah, we got that. We got that in the Uber pool.
Yes.
Uber pool this morning. They called the people in the pool called me Simply Black.
Simply.
Yeah, because I just call them
that feels
regular
racist, though.
black.
That feels racist though. Were they people of color?
Yeah, they were people of color.
Okay, cool.
Because I said, I'm just black, and the guy was like, no, simply black. He corrected me.
He didn't call you simple black.
No, he said
yeah.
you're more than that. Simply black.
Simply black.
That's real.
That is real.
It's beautiful.
Mike, do you have siblings?
That is a nice shade.
Or are you like you're simply black Jamaican who?
Oh, I got a bunch of siblings.
Do you really? Oh, your dad.
Yeah, I'm the old. Yeah, it's goddamn.
And they all beautiful. You have
They all-
such
Your
an
damn-
attractive
your damn
family.
Jamaican father.
Yeah.
It's an attractive family. It's crazy.
6, I think.
You're the oldest of
6.
6.
Yeah, 6. I don't have any fullsies. Everybody's a half. Everybody fucking.
Yes.
I mean, your sisters are fly.
Yeah. Well, I have this one sister nobody's seen. I don't even talk about her Instagram.
Oh, man. Can you pass it?
She got a butt out. Show us.
I was okay. Yeah, let me.
Yeah, we
I'm
wanna
not gonna
see-
Shout out. I probably
Is
should
she an
shout out.
extra on Love and Hip Hop? Let me know.
No, she could be. She just moved to Atlanta, so I'm scared.
Oh, man. King of Diamonds, look out.
No, she too thin for King of Diamonds,
thick?
but she can
You
serve
said
some.
she's
She can serve.
too thick for King of
No,
Diamonds?
she's too thin. She's too
Oh.
thin.
Oh, I
she
thought
was
you
too
said.
thick. Oh Lord, no, you
Oh.
can't be too thick.
You can't be
Okay.
too thick
Oh,
for
come on. What are we
Atlanta.
talking about?
Okay,
Simply
okay.
thick. What are we talking about?
Simply thick.
But, nah, she too thin for that. She'll serve some bottles though.
Okay.
Bottle service girl for a little bit.
Oh, you know what?
Beautiful. She's
If
beautiful brown skin. Like I'll show. She's beautiful.
Show me a picture, please. Well, after
She got the
I have to
same
show you.
color eyes as you?
No.
Who do you look like? You look like your mom?
Your mom has the same color eyes as you, right?
No, my grandfather did. He was the only one with hazel eyes, and the rest of his secret family had hazel eyes.
Listen. Your grandfather wasn't killing it if he doesn't have a secret family.
He had a secret family. Shout out to them. Shout out to them. I don't see all
God.
this-
Did they live in the same town or another state?
They lived on the same block.
Oh,
They
shit.
lived in the same borough. We didn't know until after at the funeral. You know, you just see a
Oh,
whole clan
yeah.
of people. I'm like, who are they? They look like my people. Like I
Oh,
felt like I was adopted
God.
for a second. Like they look like
You look
me.
like, is that me?
Everybody looked like it was scary. Yeah. We had secret family. You know, Jamaica.
Jamaica. So six siblings.
Six.
You have both your parents in your life.
Yeah,
But they're
yeah,
separated.
Yeah. Both in life, both remarried.
So who did you live with?
I lived with my mom for the Queens section, and then moved with my dad for the Harlem section.
Oh, so he put you out there. He's like, if you gonna be with me, son, you gonna learn today.
You gonna learn like he did. Like he came from Jamaica, living in Harlem with grandpa, whatever. So I learned these streets.
But you learn these streets with your dad. But I still feel that like mama's boy energy.
Yeah, I mean, well, she put the foundation in me. You know, she was a single woman, single mother. You know what I mean, raising me, keeping me away from trying to keep me off the streets, always trying to tell
Even
me to
as a
breathe.
crack fiend,
mama.
You always was a black queen, mama.
I don't know what that on with it. It felt right, but Tupac never on.
Tupac never on.
Never
Yeah,
on.
you-
He never, did he ever ad lib?
You appreciate. No, when
No, I don't
he
think
was
so.
going up after like Mobb Deep, and like when he hit him up, I feel like he ad libbed.
He might have ad libbed, maybe like at one side.
Don't one of you guys got sickle cell or something? Oh my God! You better back up before you get smacked up.
Tupac might just bring up your diseases.
How did you remember that?
Because I love Tupac.
Oh God.
Oh my God.
We got to get a Tupac expert soon.
So you need
me.
a Pac expert, man.
It's definitely
me. So that's so funny. Yeah, but she raised me, and I never wanted to like disappoint her, and I was like in a world where I had my mom raising me and my grandmother raising me, and then when I was 7, she had my sister, so I was around a lot of women.
Yeah.
And I was kind of like that man of the house. So it was like, you're gonna respect women, and you're also gonna do things that I guess make you a better man. So you don't need no woman. You know what I mean?
Ooh, what's your mom's name?
Laura.
Laura! We love you, Laura. And what about your grandmother?
My grandmother,
What's her name?
she was a Lulu.
Lulu and Laura.
Yeah. She's my grandmother was I thought she was single this whole time, and I'm just like realizing
She was getting dick down regularly.
Okay.
She had a friend who I thought was an uncle, but it wasn't an
No,
uncle. Just Mr.
he was
Mr.
hit-
something. I forget his name, but Mr. Something. He was always around.
He was hitting her down and then giving her that icy hot.
He was hitting her down and then stroking her body with that thing.
Let me massage your muscles, baby.
Okay, that tiger bomb dick. I love
Let me get
it.
them cankles for you, sis. It was Mr. Noah. It was Lulu and Mr.
Get
Noah.
that dialysis dick. I'm here for it. Thank you.
Let me tear this pussy up, and then we can watch some stories.
Stories.
Yo, he would.
What you want to watch? Wheel of Fortune?
No, he'd beat it up, and then they would fall asleep to Jeopardy.
Yes.
He's like, I know this answer. What is this dick?
It's good for your soul. What is this dick?
What is
Okay.
this dick? So that's good. I feel like a lot of moms who are like single and raising their like little boys, like they don't take time to teach them like how to treat women.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I feel like a decent amount. Like I know, like I'm just talking about the people that I see in my community. Like when I be on the train, I be like, nobody told your son, like you didn't tell your son he has to stand when like a woman needs to sit, or
Yeah.
you're not like teaching them how to like hold doors open for people. Like you know what I mean? Like
Yeah. I think that might be like a New York City.
it might be a New York
thing
thing,
too,
maybe.
right?
It's definitely a New York City thing because when I would take the bus, the Greyhound, as a kid, I would see.
He was on a Greyhound. As a
I was
kid.
yeah.
wow,
it was
Sydney,
so-
somebody they just let you go.
So, no, I was with my family too,
you
bitch.
didn't have a Lulu in your life?
No, I was there. I was there with my Grammy. Okay,
okay.
I went with my Grammy and my
For some
niece.
reason, I thought you were on the bus.
No,
by
by
yourself.
myself, you
Made a
fucking
fan, like,
idiots.
I was like,
no,
oh my God.
I was a kid and I had chaperones. All right.
I was like latchkey bus kid.
No, I would see mothers and their sons together on the bus all the time, and some of them would put them on their laps so other people could sit next to them. They were like, "You don't get your own seat. You got to give up your seat for this older woman."
Listen, if I'm paying for 2 seats, then we gonna have 2 seats. It's gonna be me and my purse and my baby is gonna stand in the aisle. I don't know, but if I'm paying for 2 seats, I mean, he ain't put in for the ticket.
Stupid Marie. No, but growing up, I felt like I saw a lot of boys with their mothers, and there was a lot more interaction than what's going on right now.
Yeah.
Because people would open, like little boys would open doors for older women, and like they would say good morning.
That's because those little boys didn't have Instagram pages.
Yeah.
People too busy double tapping on fat asses to hold
That's what
doors
you
open
get.
for old ladies
Yeah,
now.
That's what it is. I mean, it's also, when I grew up in the early 80s, whatever, you hear these things about not like feminism, but there were like kind of gender roles that were really specifically assigned.
Yeah.
So it was like, okay, as a guy, you need to know that you are a man and you should be a natural protector of your sister. You should like be protective and aware of these things, growing up.
Yeah.
And I think now, not that it's just different. It's like we talk about like equality. So sometimes they might be like, okay, you can do whatever you want to do. Don't worry about
You be like, catch this door with your face.
yeah, catch it with you know.
When they say
I would've held it
equality,
open
they
for a
talking
man,
about
so.
finances. I feel like they're talking about money. We want to get paid equally.
Yeah, that's the other. Yeah,
We want to be able to get the same job and get paid equally.
you think it's all finance?
I
makes
do.
sense.
I think that's what people are fighting for. White
that.
women are fighting for it.
I mean,
They
they're
ain't
trying
fighting-
to
they ain't fighting for
get
black
that.
women. They fighting.
They fight. Yeah, I said they fighting for it. They want to get the same amount.
Who was the actress that? Oh my God, Arquette, Patricia Arquette.
Arquette.
Yeah.
What did she say when she got her? She won like an award or something.
She was talking about equality.
and she was like, "White women work hard and it was like, wait, it was like, wait, what? What about all the other women who work hard?
And then she was like, the people who helped move the civil rights movement, now it's like those people need to help move this women's rights movement or something like that.
It was like, sis.
She was doing a lot.
Doing the most. And I think that's where the change is. Because, like, when I was growing up, also, you didn't have like so much connectivity. So it was like when you're out in the world, you don't know what's going to happen. So it's like, okay, Mike, you got to know this is how you treat women. Also, kind of know your identity as a black man and how the cops might be treating you and how people might look at you.
Yeah.
And you're growing up with this fear of like, okay, you had like the Voting Act. Go through.
Yeah, but Mike, were you really that scared? You a light-skinned man with light eyes.
Yeah, I was scared.
You like, well, maybe I could be Dominican.
In Harlem was scary because there was the Bloods. The Bloods were going rampant in Harlem. Like they're like, I'll eat your food. Like people were talking about $1.50s, and I was like, $1.50? They're like, no, $1.50 on your face.
Yeah,
they were talking about.
For those of you who are listening who don't know what $1.50 is, that's when they cut you from ear to ear. They slice your face.
Or no, cut half. Is it half?
No, I thought it was 150 stitches across your face.
Oh my God,
that's
Marie, who raised you?
City, that's what $1.50 is.
Who raised you, Marie?
The Joker scar in Batman.
It's literally that. But that's the difference because like when I was growing up in Queens, I had like a Jewish neighbor on one side. Across the street, I had like this Spanish Latino family. I think it was like one house was like
Russians.
Not even. We didn't have the Russians around. Yeah, they came around. But original
they were like, this is very nice.
Yeah, they came and bought some.
That's my
little property.
That's my Russian accent.
Yeah, it was a very good Russian. Did you do that at the meeting?
Very good. Did I do it at the meeting?
Yeah. Did you just bust out the Russian accent?
This is good. Very good.
Good. Very good terms. But so you get like that kind of foundation. So when I went to high school, my mom was like, "Oh, you have to live with your dad because the school there is a better school and you will have more opportunities." And I'm like, "But Mom, I'm gonna be in Harlem."
It's true.
I have the opportunity to die.
Yeah.
Harlem,
she was like, "Well, that's a risk I'm willing to take."
Exactly. It was really scary. Like just going to the park, just going across the street. Like I would hear people getting killed all the time.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I remember. Like, I don't know how crazy it is now, but before, like, every Halloween, you would get, like, the letters home. Just like, hey, you guys be careful. They're throwing eggs. They're cutting people. If someone flashes their lights at you, don't pull over. If someone does this thing to you, don't,
Oh, yeah, but my mom was getting those letters in the suburbs. She was like, they taking people. Yeah, my mom was like, we weren't allowed to go trick-or-treating as kids. I never,
I didn't do that.
In my entire life, have ever gone trick-or-treating.
I haven't either.
There was a no.
I was not allowed.
That's like
my parents would get candy for other people who came to the door, but we weren't allowed to go out with like a pillowcase or nothing.
That's like when I know we were talking about this earlier, but like I think about that like being brought up like I never went trick-or-treating and a sense of like freedom in this country.
I've never met somebody else who didn't go trick-or-treating. Y'all never went either?
I never went trick-or-treating.
I don't think black
parents, they're not, first of all, black parents are like, I get off of work. You think I'm going to come out and trick-or-treat with you after I spent 8 hours working to get money to feed you? Are you fucking crazy?
Then we got to dig through this candy to make sure none of it's open or has blades in it.
And make sure, and then there's strangers out there. Like, you got to go in packs. Like, it's too much. And I got to buy you a costume. I already bought you a costume. Wear the costume to school and that's it.
Oh, my parents were like, we can make a costume.
You a student.
My parents were like, here's a pair of glasses and a book, you a librarian. It was like, wow. I wanted to be Beauty and the Beast.
Yo, I wanted to be a princess so bad. They were like, well, you better cut these sheets out and make a princess. The sheet better do its best. You want to be Beauty and the Beast? Color that shit yellow. Like, my family was ruthless.
Oh my God.
They're like, we're not getting you no damn. And then one time they made me be Spider-Man. They made me be Spider-Man because my cousin had the Spider-Man costume the year before, and they like throw this shit on.
It was all little. It was all baggy.
I was like, we not even the same size. They were like, cut the legs out, cut the sides.
Your cousin was a reboot. They were like,
it was so. I was like, but I'm not even a
you
guy.
look like a fat Spider-Man because busting out of his clothes. It was like, yeah, just cut holes.
No, but I was like, I'm not even a boy, and they were like, this is progress. You're a woman. Like this was. What? 15 years ago, they were.
like,
It's
feminism.
so fun. At least you dressed up.
Yeah, I never got a costume.
Yeah, my mom. We walked out of Casper, the Friendly Ghost movie, because she
Yeah.
thought it was satanic.
Your mother. Oh, I believe that.
Yeah, my mom was.
I believe that.
It's a friendly ghost.
Yeah,
No.
but she thought it
It's
was.
a Satan.
We did
You know, there's a
Satan.
ghost in the movie. Once the ghost came up, she was like,
I've never seen Casper, but my mom never took us into movies.
I saw that. I saw that with my cousins. I saw.
Did your parents know? Did your Did your Grammy know?
Let me tell you what movie my mother took me. She took me to see Candyman. So you know
What?
the F's my mother didn't care. She took me to Candyman as a matinee, and I had nightmares for weeks. I was like, why would you take me to see this? She was like, I thought it would be fun.
Well,
What?
Candyman, it sounds.
I've never seen Candyman, but your mom is
She real.
she knew. Like, I feel like the movie poster for Candyman, it didn't look like a kid's
It was
movie.
a black man in a coat, and I was like, "Oh, Uncle Raymond!" Like, that's Uncle Raymond.
Wait, hold on. I'm
He
looking
had-
up Candyman.
He had a
right
hook,
now.
and I was like,
That doesn't
"That's
sound.
Uncle Raymond."
That's still Uncle Raymond.
Yeah,
Shit.
that's our neighbor Barry. Like situation.
Oh my
like,
God. 1992 fantasy slasher.
yeah.
That means it
Bees
was
on his
super
face or something,
gory.
It was so
Ew.
gory. I couldn't believe my mother
I never-
went
yeah.
to like.
Oh my God, that's the black man from Final Destination.
Okay, wait. So we got to get into your relationship with
yeah.
your mother,
Okay.
though.
Your mom took you.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
is your mom really religious? She took you out of Casper?
She's religious now, but she never was like super religious. She put me in a Catholic school, and I had to pretend to be Catholic for all of up until high school.
So you had to pretend? So like your mom was like, just pretend?
Yeah, just pretend. We'd go, and I'd have to go to all the mass, and sing all the songs like "Peace be with you," all that shit. And then on the weekends we'd go to the Baptist church.
And there's a big difference. The big difference is the choir. Okay,
Yes.
first of all, the choir is going in a Baptist church.
Feeling it. Like there's more energy. Like when you're in your Catholic church, it's like
Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
Yeah. They were the first mumble rappers on the low. Yeah, you know what I mean? They were-
All my friends are dead.
All my friends are dead.
Wait, what was the Derek Thompson song? Jesus is real. Oh, I
so
can't
we
remember.
can't even-
I can't remember
We
how
can't
it
even
goes.
remember it. It's done.
Yeah, but then you go to Baptist church, and then you
And
get,
you're like,
get that
wow.
spirit in you.
You're like, do you
feel
want a
it.
revolution?
Yeah, you're like, yeah, I do. I do
Yeah.
want a revolution. You
And
know
then
what I
they
mean?
feed you
it
at the
was-
end.
Yeah, but I think she wanted me to be. She wanted me to be religious so I can have like that spiritual grounding, and like now
Something to believe in. That's
something to
more
believe
than
in.
just this.
Yeah, I mean, I believe in it, but it's all warped now because like I smoke some weed, and so now I'm all messed up.
But did she sport you around at church? Because that's what my aunt would do. Like they would make sure my church outfits were cute and I would look clean and like look. So when the people would come up to us, like, oh look how good she looks.
Yeah.
And you have light eyes too. They're like,
Yeah.
look at little Mikey looking all cute. You how many inches did you grow this week?
She always want to know my inches.
Oh my God.
Yo.
Shut
But, no. She made sure I was looking good, and I represented her. I remember but she's like, I think every black person has this thing where it's like there's things you couldn't do with your mom. Like if I saw my boy was out and I wanted him to come over, I couldn't ask if he could come over.
Oh my
in
God.
front of, in front of
Yo.
and put on a spot. Like there's things like that. It's like so there was that evil
Yo, I wasn't.
kind of like fear.
No, I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
I wasn't allowed to have people come to the house. Let me tell you what happened. So I had a best friend when I was in first grade, right? Her name was Shakira. She lived up the block.
Marie, that's crazy. The first girl I kissed was named Shakira.
That's gross. Anyway, so Shakira, I invite, like, because, kids would, like, be like, come over after school, or, like, oh, we should come play, whatever. So I invited Shakira to my house to play catch one day on a school night.
Play
So
catch?
her and her dad come to my house, and my dad comes to the door, big, scary Haitian man face. What? They're like, hi, Shakira's here to play catch. Catch? What catch?
There's a
My
catch.
mom and dad made her leave. They wouldn't even let me play catch.
Oh,
They were like, it's a
man.
school night, you got homework. I'm like, I'm in first grade. Like, all I'm doing is like learning how to write my name. Or you
Yeah.
know how to do that. And they was like, yeah, but it's a school night. You didn't ask us. She got to go. And
Yeah.
they made her leave.
I never had guests over. Like, never had
Never?
guests. Didn't do the slumber party thing.
Oh, never.
I could never go to birthday parties. Like, I wanted to go to this birthday party so bad. And I told my aunt, I was like, listen, this is my friend. It was a girl, but she had a short haircut. And her mom had a short haircut. And she was like, those Bull Dykes? No, you can't go to those Bull Dykes birthday parties. I was like, wow. I didn't even know what a Bull Dyke was. But that's
don't
what they
even know what
said.
that is.
I still don't know.
Sounds so
I'm going to
crazy.
Google it real
You
I was
quick.
like,
Google that
no,
one. This is-
you can't go over there. They're going to touch you. I was like, wow, this is
That
a
is
lot.
insane.
That's what our
Now-
parents did to us, right? Like,
I mean, but like my mom, like as I got older, she was cool, but also like at the Catholic school, it was like probably like the class was like 15 kids. Like it was such a small school, so like
oh, it was
there
only 50. Oh, that's not enough
Yeah.
kids for you to
It's
like.
not
Where
enough
was this?
kids.
This was in
for you to
Queens?
get away
Yes,
with
it was
doing
in
stuff.
Rosedale, yeah. So there was this one girl who I think my low key might have been like my first little like girlfriend.
Little shorty? You had a little shorty?
Little shorty.
Little shorty. I mean, this says so much. This says so much about me now. She was Korean.
Oh.
Right, Korean, and I would
Wow,
go
Mike.
over and chill at her house.
You
and my
real
mom would,
progressive.
like let
Korean?
me chill out
Well, because
there
your mom
and
was
stuff.
like, "Oh, you're not interested in that little Korean girl."
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you're
little
like,
did she know.
Yeah.
Little did she know. But like, yeah, she would let me if she knew the person. I think, but wasn't it like that for your family too? Like if you knew the person, if they knew the
My
person,
parents
in
like
the
they didn't
family?
know.
No.
Well, Haitian parents probably like hell no.
One of my best friends, Ziggy, lived 2 doors down, and they didn't even want me going over to her house. I had to sneak to the house, and they didn't even want me in the house. Like my
Oh my God.
my Ziggy's family
I
didn't
didn't
even.
realize that we were so similar.
Yeah, she didn't even want. They would make me stand outside, and they would open the door, and they would talk to me while I was outside. They're like, "Your outfit looks nice."
Ziggy's parents didn't want you in the house.
No, they didn't want me in the house, and my aunt didn't want me in their house. Like nobody was able to come to anybody's house. It was crazy. I was like, black people are nuts.
Black people
It
are
is.
crazy.
As soon as I went to middle school and met all these white people, they were like, "Come over,"
And you were
come
like-
hang out in the den. I was like, "What?"
And you were like, "Well, what lie I'm gonna tell my parents so I can go to
Yeah.
Lindsay's
Oh
house?"
man, I'd be like, yo, I'm in the longest after school program ever. Like doing whatever I could just to be over in this den.
Yeah, because you never like. I really didn't have to lie to my mom about going to certain places.
You were a boy, that's
Yeah,
why.
you
I
were
was
a
a boy. But that's the
boy.
thing. It's just that gender shit. Like
That's all it is.
Yeah,
My
sister had
family
to lie.
always was afraid that somebody was trying to like take me or
Touch
something
you.
touch me or I would pick up bad habits.
Okay. But-
I went to my friend's house one time and I realized that they had 3 different types of bread, and I came home and I was like, "Mom, did you know they have 3 different types of bread?" She was like, "Yeah, you can't go over there no more." That's it.
You learn too much about
Yeah.
bread.
I was like, "There's wheat, there's
it's not
white
just-
and rye."
It's not just
Yeah.
the jumbo Wonder Bread.
Yeah.
But it's potato bread.
Potato bread changed the game for me. I remember my mom got that. I was like, oh, she got that check. She get more money. We got
I was
bread and
like,
potatoes.
I was like, "Mom, did you know they
love potato bread.
Mom, did you know that they have a box for bread? They put their bread in a box. It's not just a plastic thing with a tie
Yeah.
on
Wait,
top
hold on.
of it.
So you take the
Yeah.
bread out of the bag and then put it in the box, or you put it just in the box?
No, you could put
it
the
in the bag.
in the bag
Yeah.
and in the box.
Yeah.
It was a bread box.
Yeah, Sydney, I know what a bread box is.
I didn't know. I didn't have it in my home. We just throw the bread on top of the refrigerator.
Well, for
Next to,
listeners
next
at
to the
home,
cereal.
Yes. Yes, that's what I did. Yeah.
Oh my
Yes,
God.
Mike, go ahead and do your public service announcements for our listeners.
For the listeners at home who have not experienced the joys of having your bread in a box, please look on Amazon, search bread box, and live your best life.
And send it to the unofficial expert, please.
Slide in those
Also,
DMs.
I feel like for the listeners, black people just like to put their cereal on top of the fridge. In my mind, that's just where it goes.
That's where it is. We don't put it in the cabinet.
in a
For what?
pantry? In a cabinet?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, but because you're gonna go get that cereal probably every day.
Exactly. Look, you see, I looked at my fridge. There's no cereal there.
Yeah.
Because I ate it.
But I went to my friend's Allegra's house, and she had like a whole closet full of like different cereals,
I think it's
different
called
rice.
a pantry, dude.
Yeah, she went to she had a pantry.
Is that called a cereal box? Just put everything in a
You
box.
put everything in the cereal box.
It's a cereal
You got a
closet.
bread box.
I
you got a
see
cereal
rice
box.
in the cereal box.
Put
It's
a
crazy.
That's crazy.
They living the life in here.
Yeah, but the first
Yeah.
time I saw a pantry, I was in college, and I was like, "Oh, it's a little closet off the kitchen," and they were like, "This is a pantry," and I was like, "For towels?"
Well, see, this is the thing. I know with my mom, right? I think she had white friends, and so she was seeing the best white life. So she was like, okay, I want to make sure that Mike can get some of that.
She wanted you to be adjacent to that.
Yeah, because I remember when she got the bread box, she didn't make a big deal about it.
Oh, it's a big deal.
But it is a big
It's
deal.
a
but she
huge
didn't want
deal.
me to know that it was.
It's a fucking huge. So when you went to your friend's house, you wouldn't be like, wow, you got a box for bread?
Exactly,
Like you didn't want to be
exactly.
me.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
great. Got it.
Because she was like, you gotta kind of blend in, but you know what I mean? Just like be aware
Oh
of who you
no.
are. But you know,
I went to homes and I
basics.
couldn't believe it.
So
Yeah.
did your mom also give you like dating advice? Like when you we started dating, did she tell you like how to talk to girls, how to treat them? Let's talk about
Did she talk to you about your pee-pee? Like what did she do?
She didn't really talk to me about my pee-pee. She didn't really give me the sex stuff. My dad gave me all the sex talks. and he was
I'm
all
still
fucked
waiting
up.
for my sex talk from my parents.
Oh, yeah,
it's
you-
not gonna come.
yeah.
My mother wouldn't dare.
Your version forever.
Ramona would never. Sex wouldn't even come out of her mouth.
We don't even say the letters sex.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never had that talk. I mean, with dating, my mom would say to be respectful. That was the thing. Like you have to make sure to
The
respect
fuck that
women.
mean?
I don't know. I really
He
don't know.
still don't know.
I
He
still
out
don't
here
know.
disrespecting these
I'm
hoes.
just,
Like I
hey,
think
bitch, no, I'm just. Hey, bitch, where's your bread box?
let me put my bread in your bread box.
What kind of place is this? Just ragged
It's
as shit.
probably like, excuse me, miss, may I touch your ass? Like that's the most respectful way.
Excuse me, love. I see you have
When-
a little titty there. Can I? Would you
No, that
mind if
means
I
that
brush-
when Mike Cat calls women, he does it on the outside of the sidewalk. So like the chick is not
yeah.
facing the street.
Yeah. Well, she told me that. My mom told me to always walk on the outside, and she gave me reasons why. She was like, even if it's a friend, if you're dating friend or whatever, and that was a weird thing because she would always want me to treat women respectfully.
And you were like, but we don't allow these hoes.
Yeah, but some of them, that's how I felt. That's how I felt. But I was still.
That's how I know a guy doesn't have a mother in his life, because whenever he's like walks outside of me and he's like, but yeah, we not fucking it. I'm like, who raised you? You don't have a mother.
His messy ass dad.
Yeah, but that whole thing became problematic for me. Just like with dealing with women, like when I moved to Harlem, and I have all my mom's kind of like programming, and then I'm walking on the outside of the street. I'm trying to talk properly to all these people of authority, and they're like, "Nigga, what's wrong with you?" Man, fuck these
Good
niggas.
day, miss. Good day.
Excuse me, sister. Sis.
Excuse me, queen.
Excuse me, queen. And like, man, that's just Jamaica. She a hoe.
She don't know. She don't got no bread box, nigga. What's up?
Okay.
I'm trying
That's
to-
the problem when you're so respectful.
Yeah.
People think that you are thirsty, or that
Exactly.
or that you're always interested in somebody, and it's like, no, I'm just being nice.
Ladies, listening to this podcast right now. If a man wants to hold the door for you so he can maybe peek at your butt, or he says good morning to you, or he tells you to smile, like he don't want to put his dick in your butt.
No.
He just wants to be respectful.
Why
And
would you
he
go
wants
straight to the?
He wants you to smile.
Why would you go
dick in
straight
the
to
butt.
anal?
Yeah,
for
I
it?
don't
Dick
know
in
what
the
the-
butt.
That
I don't know,
doesn't
I
even
just-
sound like you.
That sounded different.
Listen, guys, I'm just trying to be respectful.
You're right. You're right.
So, is there anything that
shit.
your mom taught you or said to you that your dad completely contradicted? Like your dad was like,
ooh.
nah.
Well, I will say it was about like not like being respectful, but being like just treating all women kind of the same, just like trying to be respectful and just being nice and all that stuff. Because what would happen was I'd be in Harlem and I was with my dad. There were like certain girls who I was not into at all, that nobody was into, who would be like, Mike is so nice, I like him, and they'd be like flirty with me and it'd make me uncomfortable because then they're trying to holler. I'm like, no, I'm just trying to be cool. I don't want nothing to do with you. And my dad is like, you giving out the vibes, you got the brown charm, you got to work on that. You got to not put that energy out there because it's going to confuse some women and it's not going to be good for you.
Your dad was like, turn that charm off.
Turn it off.
How did you do that?
He started hitting people in the street.
Shut up.
He started backhanding chicks. They'd be like, excuse me, man, can you tell me what time? He'd be like, shut up.
You were just mushing girls in the face.
Branch on, bitch. Crazy. Kicking people in the shins.
He started flinging people in the
You
boobs.
started tripping women.
Stop tripping. And you tripping.
Yeah.
That was a piece of shit. No, I just tried to I started treating a lot of my women friends like I would treat my boys. You know what I mean? Which is
That's a no. I don't like that.
It's not.
So you were
good.
like dapping up chicks. Like they come in for the hug and you'd be like, hey, what's up, sis?
Hey, what's up? Yeah, just like, all right, cool.
Just giving them pounds.
Dippity dap dap dap. Feminism.
But sometimes I thought,
feminism. I don't want no blogs about me. I'll dap you up.
yeah, but sometimes when guys would treat me like one of the boys, I thought that they were attracted to me. I was like, oh, he likes me so much that he's got to do the opposite of what somebody would like me.
Because he don't want to play his hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which a lot of the times happen. Like I had a dude push me a few times and I was like, what is your problem? Why do you keep pushing me? Like, you know how you're like, oh, you're so stupid, and you push their shoulder or whatever.
Yeah.
He eventually was like, well, that's my way of showing you like, hey, you know,
No.
I think you're cute.
Absolutely not. My thing was this. I was always really nice when people would ask me out in high school, and I wasn't allowed to date. So like I would try to. I wouldn't say I can't date because my parents gonna kick my ass and your ass. Mm-hmm. I would just try to be nice when I shut these men down. Always just real nice. Just, well, you know, I'm not saying yes, but I'm not saying no. Like, so.
Oh, that's the worst.
Oh,
As
it was
a dude, that's the
so
worst.
bad. I was so bad. Like and you know, so this big, fat, sloppy dude that lived across the street came over and was like, he was like, hey, Marie. He also had hazel eyes.
All right, cool.
and he
What a waste of eyes.
He was, and he was,
Maybe he let himself go. He got them hazel eyes.
and he was light skinned, but he was also in that like one. He couldn't change classes in high school. He was in that one class, right?
A special class?
Poor eyes, man.
had
Just poor hazel eyes. So sad.
His eyes might have been great, but anyway, he was like, he had like a temper, and he was like, so he would fly off the handle, right? So he couldn't be trusted around regular kids.
Yeah.
Came over, he asked me out. I was like, no, I can't. And then a couple months later, I was talking to my friend, and she was like, Henry's telling everybody that y'all dated. And I was like, Henry? And she was like, yeah, he's telling everybody that he was your boyfriend. And I was like, wait, what? And I went to speak to him, and he was like, you can't deny our love, Marie. And I was like, I never said, we never went on no dates. We never touched.
Oh,
we
God.
like, why would you tell people that we dated? He was like, because you didn't say no. And I was like, I gotta start saying no.
It's always the big light-skinned dudes that just can't handle it.
He was screaming in the hallway
man.
during like fourth period, and everyone was like, oh, Marie's
is-
boyfriend looks angry today.
This guy was,
Romantic tiff.
when I was in high school, I couldn't say no either. So this guy, Tamu, his name was Tamu. He was 6'5".
sounds like a
Was he
fashion.
Korean?
He had no. His name is Tamu. I felt like his families were really into like Asian culture.
Listen, you wear your Temu
Yeah,
romper,
yeah.
your Temu romper with your
Wait, can I
This jacket? Oh, this is 100%.
can I tell you?
This is Temu Summer 2017.
His name was Tamu, but he kind of had like the Enter the Dragon like emblem over the U. Like he
Tamu?
It looked like Cisco, but it was like how'd
you spell Tamu? How'd you spell Tamu?
TAMU, like little squiggly line on top of the U.
There was a dash.
There was a dash,
I thought it was like a
nigga.
T-E with a
Tay.
like a Tay, like a Tamu.
I thought it was a T with an apostrophe.
Shut up.
And it was a mixture of everything.
And then there was like a dragon over the dash. It was,
He had listen, in my mind, Temu was like one of the members of Drew Hill,
Hill.
right?
Drew
Hill.
Del Pio, Jazz.
Tamu, what you need?
yes. Tamu, if it ain't good enough for you, babe.
Tamu for something wrong.
Yeah. So anyway, this
Tamu got that fashion on. Tamu will take your girl.
Can I finish? Yo, Tamu used to ask everybody
Tell me
out,
something good.
and everybody said no. He asked me he had like those little tiny cornrows that were so dry, and they looked like he wore them for months.
And they stopped like right at his ears.
Oh no, they stopped midway. Like they didn't go all the way back.
My God.
So he asked me out, and I couldn't say no. I was like, I kept saying, and so we started dating, and we started dating because I could not say. I would just be like, and so he was a good singer though. So for this,
of course, Tamu was a good singer. He was in Drew Hill.
Yeah. So for the school talent show, he sang for me.
Oh my God.
He was singing to me. He was singing. It was like. It was a church song. It was crazy, but no. He sang Stevie Wonder's "Ribbon in the Sky."
There's a
Ribbon in the sky for our love, and he made me sit on the bench. There's a table in the sky for our love.
Tamu.
He was so tall, and his backpack was so small. Like
he didn't have no books in it.
No, it looked like a young backpack. It looked like it was for kindergarten.
It was full of Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Yes. Gotta catch 'em all. Come on.
Pokemon.
Catch him.
Oh my God! I can't believe we had this tangent with this
I
Tamu.
freaking love Tamu. Can we look him up? Is he on Facebook?
I'm going. That's why I said how he spells his name.
T-A-MU.
There's only gonna be one Tamu on Facebook.
I mean,
too many.
he's the only one on
There, there might be a J that's silent. I don't know.
Tamu.
Tamu with a silent J. Oh, that's his debut album.
Oh my God!
Streaming now. Tamu with a silent J.
Oh my God!
Mike, please. No, wait. Okay, let's get back to your mom. So your mom separated from your dad. When did she start dating? How did you feel about that when your mom was back on, the market?
All right, I'll give y'all some tea. All right, so my mom and my dad they split up for real when I was 3, right?
Oh.
My mom was pregnant, and she tells my dad like they were dating. She was like, "Yo, I'm pregnant," and my dad was like, "Oh wow, well I just gotta tell you something. I just want to be honest with you. We can make this work, but I've been." Kind of fucking around on you, but we can make this work. And she was like, I appreciate your honesty. And
niggas was being honest around that time. I feel like they wasn't telling people about that.
Yeah, my dad. He was Jamaican. I guess he didn't know no better.
A Jamaican being honest? Don't believe it.
I
don't believe
the original rude boys.
Rude boy.
I don't believe.
He was raised over here. He was raised over here after I think when he was 9 or whatever. But my mom was like, I appreciate your honesty, and also I've been fucking other niggas too. So I don't know if this nigga's your baby. So so my grandmother found out, sat them both down, and was like, all right, so when y'all get married, because my grandson ain't coming in here, bastard. So they got married, and then when I was 3, my dad was like, so who does he look like? And then she was like, to be real, looks like the other dude. And then they broke up. And that's when they got divorced. So for years, my dad wasn't in my life. And then my dad had another kid.
This is some deep shit.
I told you I was going to give you some tea.
I did not fucking know this.
Hold on. Everybody listening, go pause, go get a glass of water, warm milk or something, maybe a cookie, and then press play again. Go ahead, Mike.
So they got divorced. My mom is raising me by herself with her mother, my grandma, right?
Lulu.
Meanwhile, my dad is out here in these streets, back in New York, living his best life. You know, he went to Colgate and MIT, got math degrees. He's smart as shit. So he's doing that. Meets a woman, gets her pregnant, has a daughter, and is being a good father, whatever. And through this new fatherhood, he says, "Wow, you know what? There's this other kid out there, and no one's being a father to him." And I need to make sure that this is not my kid. Because if this is my kid, I have to go be a father to him. I'm not going to have this fatherless kid. So
how un-Jamaican of him.
That does not sound Jamaican at all.
He's the youngest of 6. So
I need to see a picture of your dad.
Oh yeah.
What's your dad's name?
He was at the
Wesley.
show.
Wesley.
Wesley.
Wesley and Tamu. Stop it. I feel like they should go on tour. Wesley and Tamu tour.
Let me get to Tamu. Tamu. Everybody. Put the demo. Get Elephant Man on the phone.
And Sean Paul.
Temu Rock.
Wait, I want to hear the end of this story.
Okay. So he calls my mom and he's like, hey, you know, I have this daughter and I am very like I don't know about this kid. Did you talk to other guys? She's like, no, I've just been raising myself. He was like, listen, I know it's going to be me or him. I want to go get this test because if I am a part of, like, if I'm his father, I'm going to be there. And the nigga took, and Yahtzee got a blood test, and it turned out that it was me, that I was his son. He's like, shit. And so now.
Wait, who said that you looked like the other guy?
My
Lulu?
mom.
Oh, your mom.
I think my mom, I didn't know my mom was like
your mom was,
my dad was like, he looked like anybody else, nigga. Get out of here. Like, I don't know how she felt, whatever, but that's what she thought.
That is wild.
Once we did the test, things started changing because I was in Queens, and so it was like, all right, every so often, like it might be like probably once a month or something, I would go to my dad's house in Harlem, and like some summers I would spend in Harlem. My sister would come up because at this time my sister and like my dad's daughter was living with her mother in like South Carolina, so she would fly up to spend the time with my dad for the summer, and then I would spend time with my dad for the summer. And so that's what was going on until like high school when she was like, hey, there's a better school in Harlem.
So you don't look like your dad at all? I
look like both of them. Like if I'm right next to my mom, I look just like my mom. If I'm right next to my dad, I look just like my dad. So
that's wild.
Yeah,
that is some good Simply Black Jamaican tea right there.
Yeah, that is super tea ready.
That is great.
You know, it's beautiful. It's
so
beautiful.
I know that because I feel like your dad be at shows, and I feel like I've met your dad before. I just can't remember what. My mom comes to show, but
she lives in South Jersey. So
your mother is out fucking standing. She is so beautiful.
Thank you.
And you could just tell she has a warm spirit. Like, I feel like she bakes cookies.
Mike's like, no.
She do, but that's just funny. Yeah, she be baking cookies.
Like, no, I feel like she's the type that you come over and she's just got some warm cookies waiting.
Yeah, that's how she's like when I was like kind of between my time like in high school and I'd be at my dad's house or my mom's house. If somebody would come over, she'd be like, oh, we're having company? And she start baking, start making sure there's food. So I'd be hanging with my boys, and she'd come like, "Hey, here's some snacks."
That's your mom, Marie. Your mom always got some food up in the crib,
ready to go on a platter.
Yeah, but she only do that when people come. She don't do that for us.
Oh no, she wouldn't do that for
like
me.
Like if I come home, she'd be like, "There's stew," and I'd be like, "I don't want
There was a plethora of food when I went there
because she knew you were coming. Also, it was a holiday weekend.
It was.
She fried fish. She made lasagna
and
rice.
So good. There was like different types of sauce. Ooh, delicious.
But that's what has to happen.
Exactly.
You know? So wait, your mom was out there like in the dating world.
Yeah, she was out there in dating. She had
a profile.
Your mom on Tinder?
Hello. She's not on Tinder no more.
She was though.
You scared your mom off of Tinder?
I mean, come see me at a show, y'all.
You have a bit about it.
Yeah,
he said, "Come see him at a show."
Yeah, come see me at a show. You love it. But yeah, she dated this one dude. My sister's father was he got his life together, but he was a piece of shit. And then she dated another dude who was real cool, but that just didn't work out. And she dated this other dude who ended up being my little brother's father, and they got married and they're divorced now. But,
okay, so your mother got 3.
Your mother don't play.
She don't
and
play around.
Divorced and married 3 times or 2 times?
Just 2.
Your mother is fertile.
And
Very
your
fertile.
dad
fertile.
also.
I'm glad she's dating now, and ain't no more kids coming out. Better not be no more kids coming out.
Are you sure?
But your
Mama.
dad also has 3 or 4 kids.
4.
Your dad got 4 kids by how many different women?
I mean, by 3.
Y'all,
wow, y'all
fertile.
Real fertile, and y'all got coins because kids are expensive.
They are expensive.
Yeah, but everybody's grown now. I think.
Everybody grown. Everybody out the house.
They done paying.
I'm out here living off drink tickets, baby. So.
All right.
What's up? Mike, what is something that you could tell us about?
What do you need?
Cause we're calling you the mama's boy expert, but like you just sound like a dude who got like a mom who she be baking.
No, I feel like you've posted numerous pictures of your mother and it wasn't Mother's Day. Sometimes dudes only post pictures of their moms when it's her birthday or Mother's Day, and it's like I didn't even know you had a mother. Like, but you are always talking about your mom. You post pictures. You post pictures of your family. You're super family oriented. You're like, this is my queen. Like nobody will.
Sydney, is there a question in this?
No,
she just praising.
I'm just saying it's beautiful.
trying to get my mom.
I really want to meet.
Trying to swindle.
She want to be your mom's third marriage.
What's your mother's name again? Laura. I need to just. I want to shake Laura's hand. That's it.
She wants to touch the hem of Laura's robe.
No, I want to touch her slip. I know she got a slip.
She wants to touch the hem of her garment.
From the house of Laura.
It seems like she wears a petticoat under her dress.
Oh yeah, I mean, she fly. Well, the thing is, like, my mom. I'll say this is like my mom's. I guess her imprint in me is that she used to own an African art store in Rosedale. She has her own business now. I think she's going to be doing some professional sporting. I can't talk about it, but like that kind of work. Mm-hmm. But she's always been like the hustler. Like she grew up in the projects and was like, I'm making sure like my family doesn't grow up in the projects.
Yeah.
So like when I was like a kid, we lived on the second floor of a 2-story household, right? And then she like got her own house, and then she got a bigger house. You know what I mean? So she's she's like a big hustler. Like
inspiring.
She's like, no one's gonna make things happen for you. You have to kind of make them happen yourself.
And you're a go-getter. You really put your own stuff out, and you work hard, and you're always constantly grinding.
Mike, what you got coming up? Where can people listening? Also, keep in mind that we don't know when we're going to release
I know.
this.
That's why I kept asking you guys. I'll say this. Just follow me on all your social at Yo Mike Brown. I got a lot of great stuff coming up. I have
Mike Brown.
Yeah, Yo Mike Brown at Yo Mike Brown on everything. I have a podcast, Comedy Outliers podcast. I do a monthly show with the same title. I have Decepticomics Crew. If you're black, you probably heard of us. I do a show with one of those members, Super Video Bros. I mean, Can't Stop, Won't Stop. There's so many things, man. Harlem,
you don't play around.
You are Laura's son.
And wait, for the listeners, are you single?
No, I'm not single. I'm out the game, yo.
He's out the game, sis.
I'm out the game.
I'm looking at your fingers.
But they look very like in the game.
But if you want to try to change my mind, I ain't shit, right?
It looked like you're out here.
If you try to change my mind,
I mean, listen, you could take the Jamaican out of the. I mean,
you
can't take the Jamaican out of the mic.
You can't take the Tamu out.
Tamu.
You can't take
Tamu, what you want?
Call up Tamu and you feel alright. Tamu, man, don't stop me now.
Oh my God!
Instead of screaming Ricky, it was like Tamu.
Tamu Hill, I love it.
Tamu Hill. Oh, can we just do a video of us doing the new group Tamu Hill?
No, just Tamu.
Tamu. There's so many things that are Tamu worthy.
Yeah, but it does sound like a high-end fashion label.
Yeah.
Like, Tamu is at Barney's, New York.
I'm wearing Tamu right now.
Sydney, who are you wearing? This gown is a Tamu.
Tamu fall 2018.
This is vintage Tamu.
It could also be like the type of clothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, oh, what's that? Oh, this is just a Tamu.
Yeah.
It's good for everything.
What
you know
you,
what I mean?
what are you guys gonna wear out tonight? I'm probably just gonna throw my Tamu on.
But it also sounds like a dessert.
Jeans.
It's like you could eat it. What are we having for dessert? Oh, well, this is a crusted Tamu with almonds.
It's a Parmesan crusted Tamu with a Tamu glaze.
Yeah,
the Tamu glaze. You gotta have the Tamu glaze. That's the accoutrement.
This is a poached Tamu.
It's like you guys have the Cabernet. You have do you guys have any Tamu?
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
I hate you so much, Mike, but I also love myself for bringing that Tamu out. Like,
Tamu's great.
I got to make a bit out of this now.
Listen, if you're listening to this right now, find us on Twitter or Instagram and tell us what Tamu is to you.
Yeah.
What is your Tamu?
But
do you Tamu?
Did we not market Tamu? Tamu, if you're listening.
And if you are listening, Tamu, can you slide in the DMs? We would love to interview you because we want to know what you're doing.
Yeah, I hope it's something fantastic.
Yeah,
you should with a name like that. You could do so much.
I mean, Tamu could be top ramen or it could be steak. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh,
but it's Tamu.
It sounds dusty, but also high end.
Yeah. It sounds like a type of sushi. Can I get the Tamu and the ahi tuna?
Can I get the hand rolled Tamu?
Tamu.
I'm done. I'm freaking finished.
You gotta get the good cut.
It's like a sneaker too. It's like it's like the new
you got the Tamu
Jordan.
You got a Tamu in the mid.
Yo, these the new Nike Tamus.
Oh man. What color you got? What color you got the Jordans? And I got them in the
yeah.
Temu. I got them in the Temu.
I got like a
little-
seafoam Temu.
You're like, oh, you wearing the Jordans? Nah, this is Temu.
These are Temus, baby. Yeah,
Or Temu could be like a type of Tim,
Oh,
right?
yes. I got
Like,
the
you got
beef and broccoli Temus.
yeah.
Listen, I have to go. We have to go. It's time to go. Listen,
great.
Please.
tell us what a Temu is to you. My Instagram is Reezy, REEEZY, or you can find us on Facebook, The Unofficial Expert, and you can Temu us there.
Yes.
Or you can make sure to like, comment, subscribe, or Temu us on
iTunes, please.
And on Instagram, it's Unofficial Expert.
Yes, and my name is JustSidBW on Instagram. Please follow me, slide in my DMs. And also, shout out to Comedy Hype, the place where you can get all your comedy news.
Yo, you know who I really like at Comedy? My friend Temu.
Yeah, follow me on Twitter at Tay_move.
Bye, guys.